Hello and welcome back to Femme Tarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium and energy reader and healer. And today, as promised, we're going to be looking into the case and the disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley. Amy Lynn disappeared from a cruise ship in 1998, March of 1998. So there are a lot of conflicting, let's say, stories, witnesses, what happened. It's been 20 something years since that happened. And still, there's so many questions. Is Amy Lynn alive? Because apparently, throughout the last 20 something years, there have been some sightings of Amy Lynn or what appeared, or someone who appeared to look exactly like Amy Lynn, including the tattoos that she had. And recently, Netflix just released a documentary on that. So this case has surfaced, and there are so many questions as to what happened. The main theory out there is that she was probably, so there are two theories out there. One of them is that she probably fell overboard after partying with the crew, with the cruise band at the nightclub that night. And maybe she was tipsy, drunk, she had taken something else, lost her balance, and fell overboard. So that's one theory. The other theory is that maybe she was trafficked because she was cited. So there were witnesses that saw her at, I don't remember what country they saw her, but that woman looked very much like Amy Lynn. We're going to look into this. I'm going to see what I'm picking up. I've already meditated. I've been picking up some things already, and I just stopped my meditation, pressed record, and do this with you. So I just want to share with you what I got. On yesterday's live, yesterday, Sunday, I did say that I felt that Amy was no longer with us. I'm a bit confused regarding that. It just felt like she wasn't here, or that she wasn't connected to her physical body. And I think this is what I was picking up, that she's very detached to her physical body. But I'm not 100% sure now, after what I've been receiving and channeling, that she has crossed over. She may be with us, so she may be alive, but it feels that it's not her. Maybe she's taken on a different identity, a different name, living a very different life. Maybe she feels very disconnected to her old life, and this is what I was picking up. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I want to take it one step at a time and see what comes through. I will share with you now what I've written down. Here are my notes. Again, I haven't fully immersed myself in that. I feel there's a lot more that I can pick up regarding what happened to her and where she is now and what's happened the last 20 something years. So I've written down that it feels to me that she's very much detached from her physical body, and she's no longer Amy, as mentioned. Now, while I was meditating, this is really weird. Instantly, I was taken to the cruise ship. And this was before she disappeared, before she fell asleep on this balcony, on this deck chair, because that's the last time her father, Ron, saw her. He woke up at some point in the middle of the night and he saw his daughter sleeping on one of the deck chairs. So what I was shown was, first of all, flip-flops. I don't know what that means, but I went back and checked, and apparently one of the things that were left behind on that balcony were her shoes, some personal items, and I'm very unclear about her cigarettes and a lighter. I'm very because I've read that she left behind her cigarettes, and then I also read somewhere else that she took her cigarettes with her. I'm not sure about that, but I'm not connecting to anything like that. All I'm seeing is flip-flops. So her, like, I looked down and I saw me as Amy wearing flip-flops. I also saw her wearing a hat, and I believe this is after her disappearance. She's wearing a hat, and it seemed to me, I tried to see what kind of hat it was because I could see there were letters on it. So I was trying to read what that was. And it seems to me it's like a college hat, like or a college sports team. But I couldn't really tell which college, which sports team. It is a navy blue hat. And the letters were white. Okay. There wasn't, I don't see any logo or anything else on the hat. So this is what I got. Weirdly enough, when I was trying to focus on the hat, straight away, she took my attention away from the flip flops on the hat. And I'm seeing her holding a yellow bag. A yellow bag, and not a handbag. This is one of those like reusable bags that we use when we go grocery shopping, but it's yellow. And instantly I just thought of this band member that she was hanging out that night, the night that she disappeared, and he goes about with the name Yellow. Apparently, I just want to preface by saying I haven't watched the documentary at all. I usually don't watch documentaries on missing people cases or true crime. I'd rather watch them after my readings, after I've connected. So I haven't watched the documentary, but I did go back and just, on Wikipedia and just saw a little bit of the details, like when did this happen, et cetera, because I remember this case from years ago because it keeps surfacing every few years. It seems that the family comes on and they're doing the right thing. They don't want this case to be forgotten. They really want for people to remember Amy and possibly find her. Maybe there are witnesses out there that can recognize her and find her and share some, insights and clues with the family or with the authorities. So it's very interesting with the yellow bag because instantly I thought of this guy Yellow that she was hanging out with that night. So I feel there is a connection there. I also picked up her energy. She was very much a free spirit. This is what I'm getting, a kind soul, someone who liked to help other people. She was very much like a sounding board for people. She gives me old soul energy. She gives me someone who was wise but beyond her years, right? I'm also getting that she's someone who doesn't like to disappoint people. She doesn't like, especially her family. I do believe that from what I was feeling is that she was close to her family, but she didn't feel that her family got her or really understood her. I don't know if this is connected to her sexuality. It feels part of it, but it's not just that. It's just not just that. I also am picking up that there is a rebellious side in her, but not like a rebellious where she would go out and do extreme things. There was just a rebellious side of her. I feel like she's someone who would rebel in her own way within certain boundaries, if you will. Um, she seems to be a person that's fun to be around. Um, she's always smiling, high energy, just overall, I love her energy. And I believe that anyone who met her or anyone who was around her were really drawn to her energy. The other thing I keep getting is the number three. It seems to me that the number three is very significant to this case. I also saw a watch. So there is a black watch. I believe she was wearing a watch, but I cannot be 100% sure because I just see a hand and a watch. And it seems that the battery stopped and the time is frozen pretty much because this is how it felt. Like it froze because of the battery or maybe the watch got damaged. And the time I'm seeing is 10 to 3. I don't know if this is 10 to 3 in the morning or 10 to 3 in the afternoon. No idea. I cannot see that because this is not a digital watch. But the number 3 is significant because I kept seeing number 3 everywhere. I also want to tell you that while I was meditating and just before I started meditating and I was just setting my intentions to connect to Amy, I'm not feeling great. I feel lightheaded. I feel woozy. I feel a little bit like I'm on a boat, you know, um, but not seasick. It's not seasickness. You know the feeling when you've had a lot of alcohol, but not to the point where you're like drunk or passed or about to pass out or drunk to the point where you've completely lost control of yourself. No, but it seems like you the feeling like when you've had quite a bit of alcohol on an empty stomach and you're feeling a certain way, like, like you're going to get sick, your head is heavy, that you're feeling sort of woozy. This is the feeling I'm getting, but this could also be connected to maybe substances that she took. This is not just alcohol. This is not just alcohol. It feels that the results. I'm feeling it like now. I'm talking, but I feel woo. I'm sort of floaty. I'm not grounded, even though I've done my grounding and my protection and everything that I do before I channel or I do these types of readings. So I feel that I'm picking up her energy, what her energy at the time. So what she was feeling like when just before she disappeared. I I feel this is why she slept on that deck chair. She needed fresh air. She needed fresh air. I believe she went out there to smoke a cigarette. I don't feel that she did. She didn't light up because she wasn't feeling great. And then she just sat there and fell asleep because she wasn't feeling. I feel this is how she was feeling, the way I'm feeling now. I also feel she was very dehydrated, maybe because of the alcohol, maybe she wasn't drinking enough water during the day, but I'm just feeling dehydrated as well. Like my lips have gone dry, my mouth's dry. I just feel lightheaded, super lightheaded. So what I'm being shown now is she didn't fall overboard because I see her walking out that ship, that cruise ship. And either side of her are two men. She's wearing flip-flops. Those flip-flops that I'm seeing, she's wearing those flip-flops. And I believe they put a hat on her. Like she's wearing that hat. So the disembarked at the next port. Must have been daylight, noon. The sun is super, super strong. It's hot. That's what I feel. But I feel a lot of people disembarked at the same time. So it was easy for her to kind of like mingle, not be seen, not be noticed. I don't even understand why they allowed for the passengers to disembark the ship, especially as this happened the next morning. So they already knew that Amy had disappeared and they were looking for her. They should have been looking for her. Certainly definitely her family was looking for her, but I don't know about the crew. I don't know about the crew, but I'm just seeing that she's disembarking that ship and I see two men either side of her. I just want to say I don't see this yellow guy. It's none of these men are this yellow guy. But there is some kind of connection, though. Indirect connection. She's not herself. So someone is actually holding her. So one of these men is actually holding her arm. Maybe because she's woozy, she's not feeding well, and she has a hard time finding her footing. But it seems that the man who's standing next to her right is holding her arm and helping her. The other man is keeping more of a distance, but he is on her left side. Um, I don't know. She was taken to. I do see a car. I do see a car, but I'm not sure if they walked. So let me just tell you what I'm seeing now. The timeline is a bit fragmented. I can't tell when did this happen? Was this straight after they disembarked? Was like I can't tell, but I'm seeing them taking her to this little shop, this little quaint, tucked away, derelict shop, like this old shop. Like there's no one in it. Very dusty. I don't know. It looks like a front of something, I would say. They took her there. She's confused. I don't think she's realizing or understanding what's happening. I do feel anxiety. So I do feel that she is like feeling that she has a bad feeling. She's feeling that this is not a good situation that she got herself in, which she didn't really, but like that she's in. They're offering her something. They're offering her something to drink. It seems clear, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't trust them. She refuses it, which is a good thing, but they are insisting. They are insisting. Now, there is a car I'm seeing, like an old car. Can't tell what make it is, or it's just an old car, all beaten up car. Um, where are they taking her? She's not resisting, though. This is interesting. I don't see her resisting. I don't even see, they haven't gagged her. They haven't, tied her up. But her energy feels off, completely off. Like she has no will. She was given something on that boat, on that ship. It was the yellow guy. It was the yellow guy. He gave her something. I can't tell what it is, though. She didn't take a lot of it, but it was enough. I don't know. Um, how did those men get on that boat? Why were they there? They wear similar clothing, which is weird. I want to say they're wearing dark blue. And I'm just going back to that dark blue hat. It's almost like they're wearing like a some kind of uniform, but it's not a uniform. Do you know what I mean? It's like similar type of, how crew members wear same type of clothing, um, like a polo shirt and maybe Bermuda shorts or long blue trap. I'm not saying I don't know. I don't think they're crew members, but you could almost you could almost confuse them as crew members. Maybe that's deliberate. Maybe that's deliberate. Aren't they wearing hats too? One of them is, I don't know, or this is his hat and they just put it on her. I don't know why I'm so focused on that. Where is she? I see other men around her. Again, I'm not, this is, it's very fragmented. So I'm kind of like all over the place. Bear with me. We're trying to figure things out. Oh, like, okay, here, interesting. I'm just going to give you everything that I'm getting, even if it doesn't make sense to me right now. I keep seeing bananas, the fruit. So I don't know. It's interesting because bananas are yellow too. But this, it's not about the color. I believe it's about the location. Where in the world do they produce bananas and they export? This is where she was or she still is. Or she was taken to. That country. There's a country where they produce bananas. Um yeah, she's completely like she is with us. She's blocking me from seeing where she is right now. I'm trying to remote view and see where she's at right now. And is she held captive? Is she free? Has she lost her memory? So I'm trying to investigate and see what's happening around her, and I'm blocked. Something really sinister has been going on because when that happens, when I get blocked, a lot of times it's because there's something really dark and really sinister, and this is spirit protecting me, or it's about timelines and timings, meaning that maybe I'm not privy or not, I'm not given access to this information because something else is going to come out and I've got to hold off on that. But I will do my best and see what else I'm getting. I get what I can tell you is that she's somewhere remote, somewhere very remote. I don't see anything else around her. So I don't know if she's in the practically in the middle of nowhere right now. And I do see a house. I do see a house. She's connected to some very dark and evil people. There's a lot of men around her. There's a lot of men around her. Yeah, they are taking advantage of her. They are. To the point where I see that she was exploited and someone tortured as well. You know why? I feel they did some kind of torturous techniques. I don't know how else to describe this. To almost like brainwash her or retune or change something about her memory It's almost like they want to brainwash her. Like I'm trying, I apologize. I'm trying to make sense of this. Okay. Like they put her through things in order for them to brainwash her and reset her mind, if you will. They are, it really feels like S trafficking. It really feels like S trafficking because they physically harmed her, exploited her. Why am I being taken to one of those, like, I'm going to say it, like an opium den in of some sorts, like a like very underground place where they just do these very mind altering substances there. This is where I'm being taken. It's very dark, very smoky, disgusting, humid. Um, there's mold on the walls. There are no doors. They're like these makeshift doors made out of like fabric. Um, and this is where a lot of things happened. But I want to say I keep getting three men, three men, three men. So two men escorted her, quotes, out or escorted her off the ship. But there are three men. Again, there's the number three that I keep seeing. It's not just substances. It's almost like they altered her consciousness and her mind and her memory through, again, I just keep getting this, some kind of like akin to MK Ultra, but not as sophisticated, but using like different ways of completely altering her state of consciousness and her mind and her memory, and which is crazy to me. Who are these people? Why did they target her? What is going on? I have a hard time. Oh, I want to cry. I want to cry because I feel that she's also had a couple of pregnancies and miscarriages. I don't know if they're miscarriages or they did something to her to miscarry, but I don't like that feeling at all. I don't like how they treat her. I'm not sure. I feel this is in the past. Um, who are these people? Feels like this is some kind of organization, cult, something very, very, very sinister. Very sinister. She's using a different name now. Doesn't sound English. I want to say that I also keep hearing like Spanish language. She has a she goes about a different name now. I'm trying to pick up what that is. I keep getting Moon. So her name is associated with the moon, or it's Moon in Spanish. It's either her name or her nickname, or that's the name that she goes about. Like moon. I see the crescent moon, and that's associated and connected to her name now. Not feeling well. And I've got heart palpitations as well. I feel anxiety. I feel anxiety because of these men and this group of people, this dark, dark, evil group of people slash cult. She's lost quite a bit of weight. I believe she's not, her health is just declining. I'm connecting to her now, to her energy now. It feels like this could be because of substances. I believe she's still on substances, or they're still drugging her or keeping her under control, if you will, through substances. And she's lost a lot of weight. She's skinny. She looks different now. I know it's been 20 something years, but she looks different. Um, she is different. She's not the old Amy. I see this as a new Amy. Oh, I'm connecting to her parents and her brother, and this is so painful for them. Even though I believe they declared her dead, deep inside they know, intuitively they know she's not. So for them, it's not, they still carry hope that someday she will appear, or she'll come back to them, or they'll find her. But I don't have good news about that. I don't have good news about that. I don't feel that she will. I don't think she will ever come back. Again, parts of her old life have been deleted, like memories, and I don't think she remembers her old name anymore. Oh, yeah, she's somewhere isolated. She is living with someone. Cannot see who it is. I don't feel she's married or anything like that. It just seems like she is living with someone. Now, if this is whether this is a handler or not, I cannot tell you. But she's more at peace now than she was then. So things have definitely changed for her to the better, but not great. She's not free. She's very tied up to this. I'm going to call it cult. She's still tied up to them, but they're not exploiting her as much as they did then. And maybe this has to do with her age. She's maybe too old for the type of men or people that they would, you know, connect her with or connect with. Very random. I'm seeing a goat. This is so random. I don't know what that means, but I see a goat. The animal, a goat. So I hope we get a little bit more clarity regarding the goat. Again, the color yellow. So I'm being shown that on the property that she's on right now, there are lemon trees. I'm trying to get some more information for you. It's dark. It's dark. She went through a lot. A lot. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if her family is watching this. I'm really trying to get as much information for you, but I'm really sorry. This is going to be disturbing for you. I want to say for at least 10 years, Amy was not only imprisoned and made to do things against her will, but she's been through a lot of torture and a lot of pain. She's been through a lot. But if it brings any solace right now, she's much better, in a better position, doing better. But she's brainwashed. That's why I don't believe that she'll ever come back. I don't believe that she will. Oh, wait. All right, so I believe this was through Facebook, but years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago, Amy did try. I'm not sure. Something maybe back then, so like 10, almost like 10 years ago, maybe there was another documentary that came out, or the news of her disappearance was recirculating. Because around that time, I'm seeing that someone from an unknown account reached out to her brother. And I'm getting that that person was Amy. I don't believe that she reached out to him, to her brother, saying, "Hey, I'm Amy, I need help." But it almost feels like it wasn't. I'm seeing a sentence. I cannot read the sentence. I'm not being shown the sentence, but I see that it was a sentence that she, like 2 lines that she sent him, and she is hinting at something, or she did send a clue. But then that account no longer exists. I believe that she shut down that account soon after she sent out that message. So I don't know if her brother saw the message, if it landed in spam. I don't know, or he saw it, but he thought it was someone trolling. But if you're watching this, just so you know, that message was from Amy. I believe it was like 9, 10 years ago, around that time. Okay, so I want to go back to this yellow guy. So is he implicated to what happened to Amy? Indirectly. In what sense? He feels like a plant. Where is this guy now? I'd be interested to know. If anyone knows, please drop it down below in the comment section. Does anybody know? Anybody who's watched the documentary, have they followed up on this guy? Where is he now? What is he doing? What's going on? Because I'm not saying that he's part of this cult, but what I am saying is it was very, very deliberate what he gave Amy. Doesn't feel like a substance that is like a party substance. It feels it's something else. Not like a street substance or something. It could be like a cocktail of something else. Just it feels different. So I don't know if he was paid off or someone convinced him to maybe, you know, uh offer these substances to Amy, or isolate Amy without him really knowing why. Maybe they were like, listen, give her this, or I don't know, but it almost feels, and I do see money. So it could be that he did get paid off, or this was all sort of like pre-planned. So on one hand, I do feel that he is implicit to what happened, yellow, but on the other hand, I don't believe that he knew what would happen to her, that he was malicious enough to drug her, if you will, knowing that these people were going to harm her or traffic her or whatever. So I just think that this guy was like, arty farty musician, loved his substances, a little bit of a player, not a little bit, a player. And he was like, yeah, if I'm gonna make a few extra bucks, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm on this cruise ship, because I want to make some money. So this is how it feels like to me. I really have anxiety. It's overwhelming and I'm lightheaded and I want to cry because I'm picking up her energy and how she was feeling in the beginning. And I'm probably also picking up her family's energy, because they're still mourning for that loss. They're still in denial, and rightfully so, because she's physically with us, but she's so disconnected to Amy Lynn Bradley. Does she so this is I'm just sharing with you what I'm asking. Is she aware? Does she know that people are talking about her, that there's a new Netflix documentary out? Is she aware of that, of all this? And I'm getting a yes and a no. So I don't know what that means. Getting yes and no. What does that mean? That's too vague. Yes. So she knows that this is a huge case and people have been talking and looking for her for a very long time. But she's not um well, let me backtrack. She knew back then, because it doesn't feel like now, like when I connect to her energy, that now, again, because almost feels like she's forgotten who Amy Bradley is, who the old Amy is. So right now, no, it doesn't feel like she follows or cares about or Googles herself or anything like that. It feels like she's very, again, I'm getting this feeling of isolation, like she's living a more isolated life now. She's not online all the time. She doesn't, do the stuff that we do on our day-to-day lives. I'm gonna say it. I don't know what that means, but I keep from the moment I connected, I kept seeing children around her, but she hasn't had children. She hasn't had children. But there is some kind of connection with children there, and I'm worried, as you can imagine. But it's not clear to me, it's not made clear to me what her connection to children are, but I'm not liking this. My guides just told me that I want to go back to her health. Um, my guides are saying that, how can I say this as delicately as possible? She's not going to live a long, fulfilling, peaceful life. I'm worried about her health, about her. And what's even more upsetting to me is that it feels like her parents and her family are not going to get the closure that they're looking for, in the sense that either, they find out that she is not with us anymore, but she is the time being, or that she's somewhere else, that she's alive somewhere else, doing okay. They're never going to get that closure, unfortunately, unless they watch one of the mediums or this video. I don't know, but still, even though, as a parent, you don't care what mediums say. I mean, you do care about what mediums say in the sense that you want to know if they're alive, that they're well, but nothing is going to give you closure. Nothing is going to help you. Nothing is going to help you, sort of deal with this grief and this feeling of, where's my child, and will I ever see my child again? Nothing will help them unless they literally see her or find her, physically see her and or find her. So this is what I'm getting, that they're never going to have this type of closure. This is such a dark, I want to say odd case. I don't like who these men are. These men, it seems that they have like a huge network. It's a network. It's an international network of some kind, this cult. So it's been confirmed to me, again. It's validated. It's been validated to me now that she is alive. She's living somewhere quite isolated in a house. Again, they speak Spanish, and I see this is a country where they export bananas. That's a big, big, big clue. She also has some thyroid issues. She may have just, she went through some kind of, not some kind of, I believe she went through thyroid cancer. They had to remove her thyroid. I keep seeing yellow flowers now. What is with the yellow? What is with the yellow? The color yellow. I know we have a guy who goes about with the name Yellow, but what's with the yellow everywhere? And the three, 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 and yellow, yellow and three. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to end this session and this reading here now. I'm going to come back to this. I will come back to this. I just feel I have physical symptoms now, and I feel I'm being majorly blocked. Like, I've already said too much, and I'm just being hit energetically to the point where I feel nausea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it here, but we will come back to this. We will come back to this case. I hope her family sees this. I really hope. And if you have contact or any access to her family, maybe you could send it to them, because I believe this might help them. I believe this will help them. But I do want to say that she does not want to be found. This is what I'm getting and hearing. She does not want to be found because she's different now. She's different. I'm getting emotional. I really don't know what that goat means. I'll meditate more on it, and if I get more on this goat, I will add it down below as a pinned comment for all of you. All right. Okay. That was the reading of Amy Lynn Bradley. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Till next time.